Gossip, irrespective of where it's happening, is a toxic behavior, whether it's in your personal life or in a work setting. You definitely don't want that going around in your team environment. As a manager, it is your responsibility to discourage and address any sort of gossip going around your team. It causes division, it impacts the team's cohesion and productivity, and should have no place in your work environment. So in this vlog, I am going to be sharing with you a couple strategies that you can incorporate in managing office gossip within your team. So if you feel like this is a current situation of yours, keep watching. Welcome to another episode on the Growth Leadership Cafe. My name is Adesowa and I am a leadership coach and management trainer for first-time or emerging leaders. And so if this is your first time coming across my YouTube channel, you're very welcome to the community. On this channel, I talk about all things personal and organizational leadership for folks who are new to management or some form of supervisory role. And so if you're not yet subscribed to my YouTube channel, this is a great time to do that, and click on that notification bell so you get a buzz every time I post a video, which is every week Tuesday, 8 o'clock a.m. Central Time, right? And so for my avid subscribers, gracias amigos. Moving on to the topic for today, I'm speaking about office gossip and how you can manage that as a first-time manager. How do you go about navigating this? And so office gossip is not pleasant, especially when it's personal. Whoever is the person who is the recipient of this gossip or is the person being talked about, it is a horrible feeling to know that people are going around saying X, Y, and Z about you that may or may not be true. Whether it's about their performance and some other team members feel the need to talk about it, and it's going around, it is not a great feeling. And it could also be about organizational change. Many people don't know how to respond to change. Maybe there's a merger happening or there's a change in the leadership and people are curious. Maybe nothing has really been said to them, but there's a lot of, I heard this, I heard that going around, and people are spending time doing that as opposed to working. It's distracting. It's a distraction, and you can essentially nip that in the bud and just clarify things if you have as much information or you're given permission to share the information. All right, so how do you go about addressing office gossip within your team? Now, if this is about a person or some organizational change, you definitely want to get in front of it. You don't want to ignore it thinking if you ignore it long enough, it's going to go away. It's not going to go away. It's just going to fester on and spread like a virus, right? And so whether it's true or it's not true, you want to get in front of it. So how do you do that? The first thing is to troubleshoot that situation. Who are the instigators? Go to the source. Who are the people talking about it? Bring them in individually into your office or wherever meeting space that you have, and just have a conversation. Present the facts of the matter. What have you heard? What have you seen? And share that with them and clarify. Where is this coming from? I'd really like to know where this is coming from. And if you have any reservations about it, let's talk about it, all right? So make sure you have that conversation. And if this is about another individual, whether what they're saying is true or not, you want to check it. You want to let them know, thank you for sharing with me today. I appreciate you being honest about what is going on and what has been said or what has not been said. And I just want to be very firm on this and let them know that as much as they are unsure, you'd rather them come to the source, which is you as a manager who has the most accurate information, as opposed to going to other people who don't necessarily have any direct access to that information or were involved in the situation to be able to give you input on that matter. Let them understand the impact of that action and the fact that it cannot continue to happen. And if they have any questions, you'd rather them come to you. You would clarify to the best of your ability, as opposed to going to person B who is not involved in the matter, who doesn't know what's going on and doesn't have the power to change anything about the situation. The next thing you definitely want to do after this conversation is to document it. There needs to be a written record of this conversation on the outcome of the conversation. So send an email directly to whoever you had a conversation with, letting them know that you appreciate their time for meeting with you that day, and document what was discussed in the meeting and the decisions that were made out of that meeting. It's a reference point for them. It's a reminder for them not to continue to propagate such things around the office, but also it's a reference point for you that it's a record that maybe this happened one time and you had this conversation, there's a written record of it, and if this continues to happen, there is records of the conversations that you've had with this person, that if in the future some sort of disciplinary action needs to be taken, you have proof of why this is happening, and you can say on this time, on that time, on this time, we had these conversations, this is the record of these conversations happening, and you're well within your rights, or management is well within your right to make whatever decision they want to make at that time. And depending on the nature of the matter, maybe it's some organizational change coming and people are saying all sorts of things about what they think is about to happen. If you've gotten permission from upper management to share, or whatever you are allowed to share, before it spreads, I would say gather everyone together. If you've gotten approval, let them know, hey, I know this is going around. I know everyone's anxious and wondering what's going on, what's not going on. This is what it is. This is how much I can share at this time. But I promise you, once I have more information, or once it's okay for me to share more, you guys will be the first to know. So this way, it helps reduce feelings of uncertainty. You've given them something to work with, even if it's not all of the information you're allowed to share at that time, depending on the sensitivity of the matter. And lastly, as I already mentioned earlier, is encourage them to come speak to you, because at the end of the day, you are their leader. You are the person who would have the most accurate information, as opposed to one other staff on the team or some person in another department. So encourage them to come have a conversation with you, and you will try your best to be as honest, and provide as much information as you are allowed at the time to give. Anyways, that's all I have to say on this matter. If you found this helpful, I say give it a thumbs up. Let me know that you appreciate the content coming out of my YouTube channel. And if you do have any questions, by all means, feel free to comment down below and I will respond, or you can reach out to me on any of my social media platforms. And if you need direct support navigating a specific issue with office gossip or whatever management related matter, feel free to book a leadership strategy call with me. The link to my calendar is in the description box below, and I can't wait to chat with you. Anyways, thank you so much for listening today. Have yourself a wonderful day. Talk soon. Bye for now.